Okay, good evening, good evening. This is Paul from the Money Mob. I'm here again to do our Money Mob Black Business podcast. I am, and for those of you who actually do not know about what we do within the Money Mob is a buy black crowdfunding, crowd purchase movement that uses group economics to support black businesses. We use that in a way that, and especially for those of you who may have come or not, maybe unaware, using that called the actual Money Mob experience or the Money Mob event, where we actually target a business and then we descend on that particular business on a date and time with the sole aim to financially give a boost to that business, as well as make people aware of the businesses. So we also market and we promote and that particular business during a set time. As well as that, we are working in media. So we have a podcast as you are now. We used to have a radio show, as well as doing a lot of filming work. Because it's no use having a business and no one knows about how well and how good you are. So we think it's very, very important to make sure one goes with the other. So moving on from that, just to let you know, I'm actually filming at a space called Impact Brixton. It's a black-owned, conscious-driven, co-working space in the heart of Brixton. It's a place that offers, if you want to register your business as a business address, or you want to use office space, hot desking, if you're looking at event space, as well as meeting rooms or podcasting rooms, of which I got a very lovely one. Please make sure you look at this particular thing. And as I said, as well as using the resources that they actually have, their plans over the next few years is to support thousands of people in regards to their businesses, making sure that they, people realize their passion, as well as impacting the broader community through the space, doing networking events, free educational programs, as well as events generally. Now, if you want to actually, you're interested in booking a space or, an office space per se, please give my name, Paul from the Money Mob, and you will get a 20% discount when you join up and become a member. So with that, I have the pleasure of having and interviewing someone who I actually regard as a friend. And the sister that I've known for a little while, and I just love I just love her spirit, and I just actually love what she does. So I'm going to introduce my sister, Nicola Millington, founder of FPcoms. Good evening, Nicola.
Good evening, Paul. How are you?
I am fine. Better for seeing you.
Bless. Likewise.
So look, please let the viewers know, what is FPcoms? What is all about?
So in a nutshell, real quick nutshell, I have been working in PR for over 21 years now. Public relations, for those who may take now the acronym and think of press releases, it's actually public relations. And I have been running my own business now for over 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, for over 16 years. And it has had different iterations, two different iterations. The first one was I was going to be my own businesswoman. I was going to be my own boss. So I co-founded a business called Kind of Blue Media, which was a kind of like a media company, marketing, PR. We did some filming, not too dissimilar to what you just mentioned. And I co-founded that with a business partner, a filmmaker, very successful filmmaker. That didn't quite work out the way that I'd hoped, only because I was green in business, learning the difference between, running a business and working on different projects. That's a different thing altogether. And then in 2011, I was thinking about giving up the whole game. Wow. And just giving it all up altogether, because I just didn't feel like I had enough focus in public relations, because I just didn't feel it felt like quite right for me. It wasn't just enough to promote businesses. I just was trying to find something, I think, a bit more specific would be what I was searching for at the time. And from 2011 until 2012, I went through a whole emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, just cleansing, clearing, and figuring things out, deciding what I wanted to do. And I came up with FPcoms in 2012. May 2012 it officially launched. And it basically is a public relations company that focused on promoting ethical businesses and legacy found businesses. And it's about really looking at companies that are going to take themselves from a very embryo kind of state and become international business leading company in the future. And ethics in regards to, I was consciously thinking about the kind of businesses that my children could potentially work in moving forward. What kind of business would that be? What kind of business would that look like? Yes. And it was from there I decided that I can contribute to that narrative by using my skills in PR to help those good small businesses to succeed, to become the big businesses of the future. Because I did know that where businesses are struggling and have time, one of the first areas they cut, or one of the places they struggle with the most, actually is in marketing. Yes. And in public relations, and understanding really what that was, or what that is. Big companies have it, they understand it, they invest a lot of money into it, because the return on investment on good marketing, the return on investment on good PR is, it's you know, it just has no limits. And so that was why I restarted again, came back in with a fervor, and very, very carefully narrowed down my audience to what I call ethical businesses. So in a nutshell, yes, we're a public relations company that promotes ethical and legacy focused businesses.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. I know you also have a company called Marketing with Love Digital as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's a new, thank you, Paul. That's a new thing that's launched, I would say, where we 2019, the end of 2019. I was really, it actually started by me wanting to write an ebook. I was brought upon this system called digital products, basically, via a young lady who recently deceased called Cece. She is the digital queen, and I give her total honor in the work that she did in this space. And basically, I was encouraged to look at this platform called MyKadabi, which is like an online portal. And I started with just creating a single ebook. And I was thinking in 2019, I can do some online courses and that kind of stuff. Well, the tagline for FPcoms is marketing with love. And it's about, you know, working from real love focus. And it's not airy-fairy or anything like that. There's real structure in there. It's, you know, love is a different topic altogether. And then effectively when 2020 hit, I was asked by my local authority to do some online courses for them. And it was in doing those online courses that I came to realize that actually a big gap was people's understanding of what public relations was and what public relations is, right, and how they can use it effectively in their business, right, across the board, whether it be foundation, whether it be intermediary, or whether it be advanced. At all stations, there's this kind of like mystique around it. What is really public relations? So I've taken my 21 years or 20 years at the time experience, and I've created Marketing with Love Digital, which is an online portal which allows anybody and everybody of all levels, you know, very big beginner basis to very advanced basis, to go on there and access first-hand knowledge, experience, training about public relations across the board. So it's almost like a teaching school of public relations. I like I said, share my 20 plus years of experience in there, but I also bring on board experts in the different fields. I also bring on board clients that have navigated that space for like the beginners, if you want, who want to know, well, I've got an idea now, how do I bring it to the forefront? How do I get onto the BBC? How do I present myself? What, you know, different areas. I bring on board people who have experienced it right through us at FPcoms, or are just experts in their field, and we will bring them on. We will find a way to bring them on. So we've worked with Blogosphere, which is a massive network. We've worked with Black British Bloggers, which is a massive network of bloggers. We've worked with people that have written for Forbes, Huffington Post. We've worked with people that have been featured on BBC. So we bring all of that expertise on for anybody to access that information. Some of it is free and some of it is through a club that we run called the Fire PR Club.
Oh, right. Okay, fantastic. Okay, obviously the question I have to ask you, especially, you know, with the circumstances as they still currently are, I mean, you know, how is your business going?
So I think from when I talk about PR as a whole and business and legacy, I always, from day one, have always looked at the holistic. So I always looked at all parts to make a business successful. So it's not just making the money that's always been successful, about measuring success. It's about the well-being of people. It's about emotional, spiritual, mental health. All those things come into play. And so when COVID-19 happened, Paul, I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I felt like for the first time I was able to breathe. I wasn't chasing my tail. And I was given, I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm not saying that was because, you know, people were dying, people were suffering, people were losing jobs, people were fearful. But for me, and what happened to me, I felt like for the first time I was able to breathe. I think it was on the 26th or 24th, 23rd, somewhere around there in March. Around about the 16th, I believe, the close down was announced that was going to take place around about then. Literally that Sunday, I was getting ready for church. Literally that Sunday, as I was getting ready for church at 9 o'clock in the morning, my phone did not stop ringing. Why? Because every single client said, stop working. We cannot afford you anymore. Stop. And everything just literally went from, you know, growing my business, doing what I'm kind of doing, to zero. And for a split second, I was just like, whoa, this is a bit much. But I took some time out, took about a day and a half, 2 days, and I just felt this sense of peace go over me. And then I was able to just think clearly and write things down. I was able to look at my budgeting, look at the model of my business, revisit my business plan, and it gave me 2-3 weeks of solid thinking time and processing time. And it was from there when the local authority, and talk about being prepared, it was there when the local authority approached me that I was able to step into this place just totally comfortable and just totally at ease. Still no revenue coming in, mind you, but I was just able to assess everything and then start to think, right, these are the steps I can do to take things forward. How do I make this work? And then it was from there, everything started to grow and grow and grow. Marketing with Love Digital was growing, and then other things were starting to form from there. My client base started to grow. I opened myself up to a mentor. So I've got a business mentor now who is a doctor who's spending his time with me to help me to, you know, really structure the business properly. Financial mentors come into place as well. Yeah, it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey for me.
It sounds fantastic. It sounds fantastic. One of the things I wanted to just add into that, I mean, because you talk about, you know, marketing, or with love. And especially within the kind of setting that you're in, and then in the world that we live in, you always get this saying, oh, love don't really pay the bills. But so how do you create a situation where you have your clients who you hear that, but how do you actually make that a reality practically day to day?
Well, like you said, I've been in this industry now for 20 plus years. And so my skill base is very high. It took me a long time even to be able to say that, just be comfortable in my own skin, to say, actually, I know quite a lot. And one of the ways that's confirmed that for me is that when people are in the midst of the drama of running their business, Paul, I can guarantee you, at least every week I get about 6 to 7 calls of people that are clients, past clients, like people that no longer work with me, calling me up for advice, guidance, support, to help them carry them through to the next level. So there's certain things that these people always come back to, and there's certain things that we always carry forward with everybody I work with, from the very ground up to the highest, the king of Wakanda. The whole load, right? The whole load is integrity. And when you ask about how clients engage with us, integrity is very, very important. We don't engage clients that we're not comfortable with. We don't engage with clients that we don't feel that actually their products serve my community or the people I serve at all, whether it be our children, whether it be mothers, whether it be fathers. If it doesn't serve a good community, I'm not interested. People that put profit over the people that they work with, I'm also not interested in it at all, because that dictates how you treat your staff, your suppliers, and actually how you will treat me. And I'm not here to be treated badly. I'm really enjoying my life. Thank you very much. Also, it's things like we lay out a very clear plan. So we don't engage with anybody unless we can see the business plan beforehand. Okay. So we can have a real clear visualization that they know where they're going. Because as a PR person, we cannot follow you and we cannot communicate on your behalf if you don't have a clear vision about where you want to go. Now, we can navigate the language. We can help to shape your tone of language. We can help shape the words you do, the place you're presented, how you present yourself. We help shape all that. But who on what you're trying to produce and how you're trying to change the world, which most businesses aim to do in one way or the other, whether it be a small world, large world, our job is only there to help you to shape that and make it presentable so the world can digest it. And that's where we come into play, and connecting with that audience in that way. So for us, when we talk about love, marketing with love, we go back to the basics, the truth, honesty, integrity, timekeeping is another one, believe it or not. Being disciplined, following a plan, or at least creating a plan that you can lead the vision, because without a vision, everyone's going around blindly. So it's some basic fundamental principles that are universal across the board, and we are unshakable. And when I say we, I'm growing back my team now. We are unshakable with that in mind. And so therefore it's that our clients always, and past clients even, always come back to us for time and time and time again. They trust us with their branding. They trust us with what they say to us is confidential. They trust in us with how we communicate. They trust us to defend them because we've done all that work before with integrity and honesty and clarity. Yeah, so that's how it shows up.
Okay. Right. One of the things I want to ask you as well, and this is from your perspectives, what would you say as a tip for people who are looking to start business? What would you give as a tip or tips from your perspective that they need to be looking at, when they actually start?
Well, there's so many, but what I would definitely say would be I'm going to use one that's very strategical, one that's a bit more emotional.
Okay.
The first one that's strategical is have a plan. There is a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I think that's very true. I think that is very, very true. I think when everything is up in your head, you cannot visualize and you cannot communicate effectively to anybody else. And B, you just don't give yourself room for the creativity you need to navigate building a business.
Yes.
You have to take it out of your head and put it down on paper. And if you cannot do that, then I think you're going to give yourself mental illness, to be totally honest with you, because the stress of it being up there, but also you're just going to give yourself more work in regards to communicating it to other people who are there to help you to get to your vision. So that would be my first thing. The second thing I would say, which is the more emotional one, which I would say from my point of view, which was the question, what would I recommend? I would say follow your heart. Like literally follow your heart. And your heart, for me, is my instinct. Is my instinct that I don't do anything that doesn't give me peace. It doesn't mean that it's not hard work. Does not mean that at all. But when I make a choice and a decision, I feel a sense of peace in there. Even if it's a little bit difficult, I'm like, yeah, that still feels right. And there's that instinct that they say woman's got it. I don't know if men have them as well, has it as well, but there's that instinct that you just kind of like pick up on when you know something's not quite, of when you know something's, and I've done that time again with clients when I'm like, yeah, I knew I shouldn't have, I knew you weren't a client for me. I just knew it. Okay. And yeah, and you should follow that instinct, I would say. So definitely a plan and then follow your heart for sure.
Absolutely. All right. I love that. Love that. So listen, we're now kind of coming down to the close. What are the plans for FPcoms in our marketing with Love Digital in the future? What are we looking at?
Right, so in Marketing with Love Digital, well, FPcoms itself obviously continues its day-to-day work with regards to working with our clients, working through their strategies, promoting them and doing all the things that we love to do. So that's fine. But Marketing with Love Digital is now a portal really focused on in regards to ensuring that people have access to the best resources available for them. We're currently running a campaign actually, which came back again through COVID-19 about accessibility, where we have content creators, for those who don't know, influencers, bloggers, vloggers, people that do podcasts like you who have an inbuilt audience, and working with them to communicate on behalf of small and growing brands which fit within the space of what we call Black business, Black-owned businesses, and women-led businesses. And that is because we found that economically and from the studies, that access to marketing funds and things like that is very limited, or very much more put in a disadvantaged space for Black-owned businesses if they were to go to the bank for money, let's say, and for women as well. They're putting it. So what we want to do is marry the space of working with content creators with promoting small businesses as well, or businesses that are growing as well. And that's got machinations of a number of different assets. I'll go through just a couple of them. The first one is with content creators themselves. This is a paid opportunity. Many people look at working with bloggers and vloggers as if it's it's just something that they do. This is a living, and
that's right.
The taxman actually taxes them now for gifting. So if you give them a gift of a product to review for you, they have to reclaim, what do they call it? Report that to the tax office. And then they will work out how much it's worth, etc., etc. That's a taxable thing now. So we are working with content creators to ensure that they are being paid equitably for the work they are doing. And so that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is definitely about giving access to a number of brands over a period of a year, the opportunity to connect with these content creators at a very low cost. We're working with different sponsors, we're bringing that all together. So right now, what we are looking for are two things. One is content creators who want to be part of this campaign. And there's a form on the site when they go to, if they go to the FPcoms Instagram page, which is the easiest, there's a link there, and there's Marketing with Love Digital, and they can find information there about content creators. Very simple. The second one is also for businesses. We are actively going out there. We've got a number of businesses already lined up who want to be part of this campaign because it's affordable for them, and it's also, they like the style of what we're trying to do to bring them a voice. And so we're bringing these two places, two demographics together to make a really good, healthy ecosystem. We're really excited about it because it just brings together so many different parts. And as we continue to talk about it, Paul, and more will be revealed as we go along, we're just very excited about this opportunity. And one other thing I would just like to mention, which is really more close to my heart, but something that I really want to talk about, is the fact that we're a living wage accredited supplier, not minimum wage, living wage, which is very, very different. And so no one that we work with, and everyone that we work with, no one that we work with does not get paid below living wage. We pay living wage and above. And I believe that if we had living wage in place prior to COVID-19, I don't think the impact financially would have been as drastic as it is. So I'm putting myself forward, and I know a number of different people are part of the Living Wage Employee Foundation, but put myself as saying, look, let's make a change, let's make it now. So this campaign also falls part of that, because we're ensuring that the content creators are being paid fairly and above a living wage minimum.
Okay. It sounds fantastic. Very, very exciting. And I like that feeling to have something that's kind of interconnected and almost kind of holistic. I like it. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very excited for this, Paul. Thank you for letting me share it with you.
And you should be. I'm excited myself hearing this. It sounds fantastic. I'm telling you. So, all right. So, so look, where can people get a hold of you? What's your contact details, Nicola?
So what we've done is, because so many different things are going on, what we've done is we've got a Linktree link for FPcoms in all of our bios. So wherever you want to go, whether it's to our website to learn more about what we do as a whole, whether it's to the Marketing with Love Digital and you want to learn more about that, whatever it is, if you go to any of our platforms, and it's FPcoms, F for Fred, P for Peter, C-O, M for Mother, M for Mother, S for Sugar, go to any of those platforms, click on the Linktree link, and then you'll be able to go to any of the different areas. If you're focused mainly on being part of the content creators campaign, which we are working on, if you go to Linktree, you'll see Marketing with Love Digital, as I mentioned before. Click in there and you'll find all the information that you need in the content creators section. Very easy to find, very, very easy.
I like easy peasy. Okay, so I think that is it. Usually we always ask our first inductees or interviewees the Money Mob question, but because we've interviewed you before, we don't need to actually ask you that question, but
that's all right.
You know, but as I said, it has been a real pleasure. I'm actually having and speaking to you, Nicola, and I wish you all the best in regards to, you know, the forthcoming campaign. You know, and I'm quite excited about that kind of prospect, and I'm definitely hope to hear more from it, you know, in the coming weeks and months. So
yes, absolutely.
So look, for those who are watching this, please make sure you actually, you know, you comment in regards to the interview, share, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe to the channel. What what we actually are getting are some real jewels that that I think that are really wonderful, but also necessary to kind of drive your business and make it successful. So with that, again, Nicola, I want to thank you. Yes, and I said to to all of us out there, remember, support Black business, support the Money Mob, because it is definitely the future of Black economics. All right, have a good evening.